Am I excited when it comes to Dogelon Mars, even though nothing I say is financial advice? Well, yeah, I don't see why not, because currently Dogelon Mars going to a $1 billion market cap is around a 24x from here. And in case someone is wondering what price it would have at that point, it is on the screen, but there's a bunch of zeros, so yeah, I just referred to it in terms of market cap. But again, I'm not saying it will happen, but it wouldn't necessarily concern me because I like what I'm seeing so far when it comes to Dog Elon Mars. Like, for instance, if we take a look at not too long ago when it comes to the case of Land on Mars, or should I say the Land on Mars metaverse on the Rufus Layer 2, that's a pretty big achievement because for quite a while, everyone thought that Dog Elon Mars really didn't have anything going on for it, but still, I think something like that showcases that the project haven't gave up, right? It hasn't really just quit like that. I feel like it's still, you know, not necessarily doing the best in terms of price, but in terms of the project, I still think it's kind of thriving actually. And if I take a look at it as well, why do I think it's a pretty big deal? Again, when it comes to the case of Rufus, because Rufus, it's a layer two. And then sometimes you like to say, okay, again, why is this a big deal? Well, it's because we take a look at Shiba Inu. What does it have, right? It has something called Shibarium, which is a layer two. Now, in case someone is wondering, okay, what is a layer 2? If I were just to kind of explain it in a somewhat simple way, generally speaking, a layer 2 is something that allows Ethereum to be enjoyed while at the same time not necessarily having to deal with some of the nonsense. What do I mean by this? Like, for instance, Ethereum, despite being, I think, a good layer 1 blockchain with a lot of fans, with a very good community, with amazing adoption, despite that, it does have some flaws. Like, for instance, the sky-high gas fees, and also the arguable scalability issues. So that right there, again, generally speaking, is where a layer 2 steps in. But again, sometimes you like to say, okay, we already take a look at Shiba Inu, take a look at the aspect of Shibarium. Why is this a big deal? Again, when it comes to Rufus. Well, if it's a big deal for Shiba Inu, I don't know why it won't be a big deal for something like Dog Elon Mars. In terms of the progression of the project, right? In terms of the price, it's a different case. But then this actually brings me to my second point, whereas people like to say, okay, if Rufus is this big deal, when it comes to Dogelon on Mars, why is the market cap so low? Some people may be wondering that, right? But my kind of thought process is this. Yeah, sure, the market cap of Dogelon on Mars as of right now is below 50 million. And has it been the best performing meme coin during this cycle? No. But then at the same time, have we seen an altcoin season? I think arguably not, in my perspective. So how can I fully evaluate Dogelon on Mars in that sense? And also, having amazing things happen for Dogelon Mars fundamentally, like it won't necessarily cause such a big shift, I think, as of right now in terms of price, especially because if let's say altcoins are not necessarily doing the best, if let's say the sentiment when it comes to altcoins, again, are just not doing that good, and also more specifically when I take a look at, let's say in the case of meme coins, just stuff like this wouldn't really make such a big difference because, again, sometimes a project can be doing so well fundamentally, but then if the altcoin space isn't doing good, the price is going to go down. So to me, when I see something like this, Dog Elon Mars is no stranger to what's happening. A bunch of meme coins are not doing good, so it's not like it's the only one. But even besides that, again, I don't think I've seen an altcoin season during this cycle. Now, will we ever see one? Who knows? But it wouldn't surprise me because if I take a look at right now, there are supposedly over 600 million crypto owners, which is allegedly more than ever before in history. And keep in mind, this is without seeing, again, I think an altcoin season during this cycle. We haven't seen Ethereum at 10 grand. We haven't seen Bitcoin at 150, 200, 250, or 300 or something like that. And we already have this many crypto owners, keep in mind. Back in the peak of the 2021 bull run, there was around 300 million. So we have way more right now, but then at the same time, we haven't seen like an altcoin season. So I find that very surprising. But besides that, if there was an altcoin season during the cycle with those kind of figures, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me. Now, also on top of that as well, when I take a look at $1 billion in market cap, right? Again, around a 24x from here, considering current circulating supply. Like we've seen Shiba Inu around 40x that back in 2021, and Dogecoin over 80x that in terms of market cap back in 2021. Like that in the grand scheme of things, around a $1 billion market cap, it doesn't seem like too ridiculous to me. This is just my perspective. But even besides that, even when I take a look at it, right? Dog Elon Mars, historically speaking, what do I see? For instance, right, the market cap of Dog Elon Mars back in January. So we're not talking even over a year ago, right? That's under a year ago at this point. The market cap was around 180 million. So if let's say Dog Elon Mars, from where it is as of right now, just went to that, right? Just went to that market cap that it reached less than a year ago. it's already over a 4x from here. I find that pretty surprising, actually, because again, the last time we saw that market cap was not years ago. We just saw it less than a year ago. Does it mean it will happen? Who knows, because historical performance does not necessarily guarantee future performance, but Dogelon Mars did that without an altcoin season, in my opinion. And sure, it's gone down ever since then, basically, in the grand scheme of things, but still, a bunch of altcoins also kind of did that as well. And especially, again, meme coins. So to me, I just feel like Dogelon Mars, it's just something that I still want to believe in. Now, again, I'm not telling you to do anything, but when I just saw the market cap was over 4x not too long ago, it's kind of hard for me to give up on it. Granted, even though the price has been doing pretty bad ever since then. But again, I haven't seen altcoin season, so I'm still waiting. And then also on top of that as well, though, I feel like if, let's say, my intention is a dollar cost average, and then I see a project that I do like, especially in the caliber of this, right? With a market cap of around 40 million, I don't know why I'd complain. Like, for instance, if this shirt was $10 and suddenly it went down to like $2 or something like that, would I be complaining if I actually liked it? Probably not. I'd actually not find it bad at all, actually, if that was the case, right? But then in this case, again, I'm not telling you to do anything, but if I like Dogelon Mars at above $100 million of market cap right now that it's below 50 million, I actually find that pretty surprising to me in a way where I don't mind dollar cost averaging. But besides that, we've kind of seen, the bigger altcoins, like for instance, a BNB reach a new all-time high during the cycle. We saw something like Ethereum reach a new all-time high. Of course, we saw even Bitcoin, which is not an altcoin, but I'm saying still, that reached a new all-time high during the cycle. But we haven't really seen that type of 2021 bull run where things just kind of trickled down and we saw that full-on altcoin season. Again, we haven't really seen, I think, like these type of projects that are relatively speaking not too small, but then not massive either, like a Dogelon Mars, experience such a altcoin season. So I'm still waiting. I'm still staying patient. I haven't given up. I'm still dollar cost averaging again, and that's pretty much about it. Because whenever an altcoin season wants to happen, I am not able to control that. Like, I cannot demand this to happen, demand that to happen. No. The only thing I can do is just stay patient, hold, and I just wait. But I think just by dollar cost averaging, holding, and just waiting, I think that's enough preparation for me in and of itself. Because if, let's say, I'm just holding, just waiting, and let's say for whatever reason the market wakes up, it's kind of like going along with the ride. I didn't have to try to find the perfect moment. I didn't have to stress myself out. I was just holding the entire time anyways. So I could be sleeping, I could be walking in the park. If, let's say, the market just happens to wake up by just me holding, it's kind of like going along with the ride. Instead of me trying to find the perfect moment, trying to, find the exact moment. Again, I'm not going to be able to. So I'm just waiting, holding, and that's pretty much about it. But I haven't given up. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a nice day. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.